Hi, I'm Adam Kunzmiller with Board Game Geek at Gen Con 2017, and I'm joined here by Nick Little with Indie Boards and Cards, and we're here to talk about Aeon's End, War Eternal. So tell me about Aeon's End.
So Aeon's End was a game that came out around the beginning of this year. It's a co-op fantasy deck builder.
Okay.
It's been really well received on BGG. I think we have 1,400 ratings, and it's an 8.1, so it's pretty high. It is the interesting twist that it has at being a deck builder is that you don't shuffle your deck.
Oh,
so when you buy cards, they go straight to your discard pile. At the end of your turn, you take all the cards you played and you put them in your discard pile in whatever order you want. When you go to draw a card, you can't. You just flip your deck over or discard pile over, and it becomes your deck. So it allows you to put certain cards together and come up with cool combos.
Right. Cool.
So it allows you to do a lot of planning. It's also it's a Dominion-style deck builder, so you have a fixed market here. So you can work together as a team and take different roles in the game. So you can be like, well, I'll buy the quick damage spell so I can handle the early stuff while you build up for the late game or play more of a support role.
And these change every game?
These change every game. I believe there's 25 total market cards in Aeon's End and also in War Eternal. Also, every time you play the game, you can play a different nemesis. And the nemesis all attack the game in different ways. Mm-hmm. They all have... yeah, you can knock those tokens off there. That's fine. They all have an Unleash ability. So a lot of their cards will reference Unleash, and then that means you have to resolve this effect, and they're all different. They all, like I said, they come in with different mechanics. Mm-hmm. So that's what makes it, each time you play the Nemesis, you'll have to learn a new strategy to try and take care of them. The Nemesis, what they do on their turn is they just draw the top card of the deck and they play it. If they have any permanents in play, they'd resolve those before drawing that card. So if they have minions or powers in play, those would resolve.
So how many cards would a typical player have in their deck towards the later parts of the game?
If there are the typical trashing effects that you would expect, probably around 10 or less.
Oh, wow,
depending on how good they are. If they don't have the trashing effects, then probably between 16 and 18.
So setting up that card order is not cripplingly
slow
because you have a small number of cards.
Sure, and well, you start with 10, so when I say if there's trashing, you end up replacing some of the starter cards with the better cards. But part of the benefit is if you mess up your order and you actually wanted to keep cards together, you don't have to play the cards in your hand, and they don't get discarded if you don't play them. So if you want to hold a card because you know it goes well with one of your next 4 cards, you can do that and then draw back up. So you can put yourself on the right sort of combination.
Yeah, if you've messed up your planning, you're not suddenly screwed for the next 2 turns.
And part of the reason that you don't buy as many cards in the game is because, like in typical deck builders, your currency is just used to buy cards.
Right.
So in this game, the way that you deal damage is you prep spells to breaches. And you only start with 1 open breach. The other ones you have to focus and use them that turn, or pay a cost to just open them and flip them over. And then once they're open, you can use them as much as you want.
Looks like there's some benefits to the ones that you open later.
The 3 and 4 will open up so they deal 1 additional damage when you cast from them. So that's another reason, another way to use your Aether is what it's called in the game, basically your mana. The other one is everybody has a once per game ability. Or not once per game, but they have an ability they can charge up to. If you spend
player cards, too, right?
Exactly. Each player ability. If you spend 2 mana during your turn, you can gain a charge and put it over this. Once you've filled up all these charges, you can use this effect, and then you'll discard those tokens, and then later you can build up to it and use it again. So each player will be playing as a unique mage. We're unique in that we have a different ability, we have a different starting deck in hand. We all have 1 card that's unique to us that has our character on it, that has a special effect. And in War Eternal, those abilities really tie together. In Aeon's End, they were a little more utilitarian. It's kind of hodgepodge. But we assume with War Eternal that you've played Aeon's End, and so you can handle a little bit more complexity, a little more synergy within your guys.
And how many of these characters are there?
In the base game of Aeon's End and the base game of War Eternal, there are 8 mages, and there are 4 nemesis. There are 2 expansion packs for Aeon's End and 2 expansion packs for War Eternal. That will make it a total of 12 in 12 mages in each wave, and 7 and 8 nemesis.
And how long would a complete game take, start to finish?
Your first game with learning is probably about an hour and a half. Once you're familiar with the game, it's like 45 minutes.
Great. And what's the player count?
The player count is 1 to 4. And we set up the box so that it helps you walks you through setting up your first game. You know, it's got a deck of cards that says stop, don't open this, read this sheet, and then open these decks one after another and do with them what we say. So you can jump into that first game a little bit quicker.
Cool. I also noticed we have these chunky little, I'm assuming, life counters.
These are life counters, so this is for the nemesis, the boss. And what you're doing is you're trying to defend your city before it gets destroyed by these nemesis, and that's called Gravehold, and that's the life dial here.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Nick. And once again, that was Aeon's End, War Eternal.
And that'll be out next month.